What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark, MikeTheMovieGuy.com. If you're a blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about supporting actress in a drama series. This is Talking Emmys. Welcome back. And I already know they told me what they're voting for. I look like somebody who lives amongst the celebrities. So I have my ear to the proverbial ground. These are guesses, so make your own. Join me on this journey. Let's guess together. These are educated guesses. So instead of just assuming the entire category is going to be populated with the actresses of White Lotus, I decided to try to figure out who else could get into this category that's not on the White Lotus. So let's build from there. Patricia Arquette from Severance. Severance is definitely going to get at least one nomination in this category, whether the White Lotus likes it or not. It's too strong of a contender. I think she makes the most sense out of any of the female supporting cast members. Obviously, Mark does have a sister and a wife, who I'm assuming are both running in supporting actress. They both had about relatively the same amount of screen time, which sort of makes picking between them a little tough. There's also the girl that was the assistant to Jamel Tillman the whole time. I think that would be an inspired choice for a nomination. I just don't think it's going to happen. Inspired, though. So it's possible the show could get 2 nominations. I don't think it'll get 3. I think the category is a little too tight. We also have The Pit, which could get multiple nominations. And then there's somebody else who I think is going to definitely break into this race, and that's Isabella Merced for The Last of Us. She absolutely had tons of screen time and opportunity to stand out. And this is a show that did pretty well for itself in the guest actor and actress category. I don't have anybody in supporting actor making it, but I do think Isabella Merced has done enough to get a supporting actress slot. I think people who watch The Last of Us, which I still think people do, I know there are a whole bunch of like incel critics on YouTube that are trying to make you believe that nobody does. I think people do. I think people are still frustrated with the show, but I don't think the whole world just set it on fire and walked away. And I think Emmy voters are going to show that. So Merced is going to get nominated. If I had to go for sure with like one more person that I think is looking at a solid nomination here, I think Allison Janney for The Diplomat has got a really good shot at a nomination. So I'm going to give her a slot too, because I think The Diplomat is in play. I didn't put it in series, and I don't have Rufus, but I do have Kerry Russell, and I think Allison Janney is an Emmy darling, and she's returned with a really strong role from last season of The Diplomat. And that season didn't really do a whole lot to convince me that it's going to get a series nomination by reducing its episode count, but it still gave the actors strong writing to flourish from, and Allison Janney joining the cast, I think, was a solid choice. And she had some really good moments that'll stand out and get her the spot. So that's 3 actresses who are not on either White Lotus or The Pit. So where do we go with the rest of the cast? Well, we're guaranteed at least 2 nominations from the White Lotus. So for the White Lotus, I picked Carrie Coon because, again, an actress that everybody adores and loves to work with, and feels like they're on an awards trajectory in general, just in life. Carrie Coon feels like somebody who could pick the right role and end up with an Oscar nomination at some point. I'm also going to go with Parker Posey. She has the line, Piper now. Parker, I think, she's been around forever, and I think she stands out enough in a season that really gave a lot to the guys. Like, the guys got a lot more to do, and it feels like the women kind of supported them more in a series that has normally given the women more to do. I felt like this season they flipped it and gave the guys more to do, so we were following the story of these men who were in crisis, like Walton Goggins and Jason Isaacs' characters, but not so much, the women were not so much in crisis. Do I think Amy Lou Wood could get a nomination here? Sure. Do I think Leslie Bibb could get a nomination? Sure. Downstream from that, maybe Michelle Monaghan, probably not. But I think it's probably, if I had to pick a third nomination, it's probably either Leslie Bibb or Amy Lee Wood getting a third slot. But I've already named 5 people for the spot. I want to give at least one Pit person. I'm going to go with Taylor Dune from The Pit as being a possibility, as being like it's hard for me to pick from The Pit, from the ladies of The Pit. The problem with The Pit is like everyone is in supporting, and I don't know if that helps or hurts it. Because The Pit could end up being like the new White Lotus, where The Pit, the people who love The Pit just go and they check off all of the boxes. But I haven't really heard one person standing out above the rest. Having seen The Pit, I'm going with Taylor Dune as being the lead choice? Question mark. But also, if I woke up Emmy morning and found out that 5 actresses have been nominated for The Pit, and they became the new White Lotus, and only like Carrie Coon got nominated from White, I would not be surprised. That's totally what Emmy voters do. It's just because when they vote, I don't know if you know this, the way that actors submit themselves, the voting ballot actually has their face. So even if you don't know who they are, you get like a thing that has like their submission or whatever, the FYC submission is always like a headshot with like, for your consideration, here's me from this series. Sort of recognizing the fact that you probably don't know who most of these people are, but if you see their face, you're like, oh my God, you were great. You know? So it allows people who don't have name recognition to pop. So that's 6 actresses. For the last 2 spots, I do want to, I've given Handmaid's Tale spots. Maybe it's my heart. It might be. But we have the ladies of the Handmaid's Tale. And we have Samira Wiley, Ann Dowd, Yvonne Strahovski, certainly. We also have Madeline for playing Janine. I mean, like, there are so many supporting. Are we really going to nominate any of them? So I'm slotting a Handmaid's Tale actress here. I'm slotting Ann Dowd from The Handmaid's Tale. I think she's going to get it. I think Anne is the most well-respected actress of the group. Yvonne has had a really hard time getting award recognition for this show. And while she does have some great moments, she's had great moments before, and people just don't recognize Serena. Anne has been previously nominated for playing Aunt Lydia. I think she's actually won in Guest Actress. And she had some phenomenal scenes this season. She could absolutely get it. It also could be Madeline Brewer for playing Janine. Janine has some really lovely moments. It could also be Samira Wiley for, like there are, but I can't not give a Handmaid's Tale spot. My heart is with it. So for the last spot, which it could go to The Pit. It could go to the White Lotus. It could go to, I don't know, any of the number of shows. I think this category is really tough because of some of the top shows. When I did my drama series prediction, the 3 shows that I said that could actually win the whole thing were Severance, The White Lotus, and The Pit. And those 3 have a substantial supporting actress race. This could be a second actress from Severance. This could be a third actress from The White Lotus. Could be a second actress from The Pit. I don't know. There's one actress that I would like to go ahead and throw out there, sort of like a little bit of a wish stick thing, and say, I think because they've been nominated before, I don't want to completely count them out. I think good luck to the rest of the actresses. There are supporting actresses in Your Friends and Neighbors in Paradise. I don't think they're going to get in. I don't think either one of those shows are particularly strong this year. I don't think Andor can support a supporting actress. I could be wrong, but I just think that that's probably more of a play for Diego and Stellan. I think this series is going to have a hard enough time finding, this category is going to have a hard enough time finding room for Isabella and Allison, and then figuring out what to do with White Lotus, The Pit, and Severance, and how many people from those casts. So I don't know that Dowd is going to happen, and I don't think that my final pick, admittedly, I don't think it's going to happen, is Christina Ricci from Yellow Jackets. I am leaning on the fact that she's previously been nominated. I didn't pick Melanie Linsky, and I also didn't put Yellow Jackets in series. So I'm currently, right now, I'm predicting Yellow Jackets to get no nominations. So if I had to say, does that feel right? I'm thinking Hilary Swank could be the nomination for Yellow Jackets and guest, but if for some reason Christina Ricci held on to her supporting actress nomination that she's previously gotten for Yellow Jackets, that would be nice. They've never recognized Tommy Cypress out of that cast. That would be nice. But Christina has previously gotten the nomination, so it would be nice to see her to continue to get it. I have a feeling Dowd and Christina Ricci are going to end up being an extra actress from The Pit, Severance, or White Lotus. And I think the category will be those 3 shows plus Isabella Merced and Allison Janney. So that's what I really think. But as far as which actresses, I don't know. I tried to pick the strongest ones and predict them first, but there are multiple actresses submitting. The entire female cast of The Pit isn't supporting. There's no lead female performance in The Pit that's being submitted. And then also, like The White Lotus, its entire cast submits in supporting. There's no lead of The White Lotus. So those are 2 shows. And then Severance, the only female lead is Helly, Britt Lower's character. So every other female you saw on that show is being submitted and supporting. It's a lot. It's a lot of people just between 3 shows that are like the 3 top shows that people are watching the most. Not to mention the rest of the shows. I'm not even going to entertain the ideas of some of the other shows, because those 3 shows alone likely will knock everything else out. Just like, I mean, like, supporting actor has the potential to do the same thing, where like those 3 shows take up 6 or 7 of the spots, and then you're fighting to get the recognition for the maybe 1 or 2 other people who were not on those shows. Anyway, and here, if I had to say the strongest contenders for not on those shows, I think those 2 are actually Isabella Merced and Allison Janney, and not Dowd and Christina Ricci, as much as I love their performances. Exhausting, but thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah, there's no point in breaking it down. If you're not on, this category is this is too much. There's too many people in this category who could just surprise by sweeping, by clicking in the Emmy voters. I don't know. I don't care what show you're from. Matlock is not bringing a supporting actress along. They're campaigning. I don't know why. Just because they can. There's not enough strength to be able to bring a supporting actress along from Matlock. There's not enough strength to bring a supporting actress along from, God, I don't know what else. What other shows have I discussed or talked about? Black Doves is in the mix. I know a little bit. We're not going to get anybody from Day of the Jackal here. None of the Taylor Sheridan shows. There's nothing else. There's no other standout performance. And there's nobody that pops like Linda Lavin does in supporting actress for mid-century modern and comedy for different reasons. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.